So I'm replacing my brake cable. It originally snapped right there at my foot pedal there, so now I no longer have a parking brake. So the first thing I did was, there's a plastic clip right here. I took a little screwdriver like this and I just broke that plastic clip away. So now I got a pressed fit right here. I need to bend that away to get this whole piece out so I can get the new one in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cutters . I can't find my other cutters. I think my wife got in my toolbox. And I'm just going to cut this cable. Try and make it easier. Oh, no, it ain't working. Alright, so I found a good tool for the job. Grinder with a cut wheel. Since I can't find my cutters. There you go. That'll always do the job. Okay. So now I think it'll be easier for me to maneuver around to get this uncrimped here so I can pull that old stopper out. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Figure it out though. Okay, so this is very difficult without a vise. So what I'm trying to do is just punch it out for right now. It's moving. Alright, so what I did is I put some WD-40 in there, just lube it up a little bit. And then I took this punch and I punched it out like I was trying to. Alright. So here's the new one. And it fits pretty dang good. So all I gotta do is get this back there through the eye hole, slide this back in, then I'll take my vice grips and I'll just crimp it a little bit to make it tight. But the WD-40 is what I think really did it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this through. Okay. And now I'm going to have to go in the truck and release the tab on the inside, which is covered with my computer and brake pedal, or the parking brake in the way. I don't know if you can see that. It's right here. So I'm going to have to break this plastic away here and then pull that brake cable out. Okay, sorry I couldn't record that. There was just no room for you to even see. All you would have seen me fiddling around. But I brought it ahead and broke that off. And now I need to pull this through, which you can't see. So I just got to pull this through, down through the firewall. So once I get that out, I'll show you. Okay, so I got it out. This is what I had to do. See, that grommet was in between there, so I had to take a screwdriver and just slightly push the grommet through. Just fold it inside. So now I can go ahead and pull this through. Now what am I stuck on? I'm stuck on something. See, here's the grommet. I just had to push that through the firewall a little bit. Just squeeze it through the firewall with a screwdriver. I got about half of it, and then I was able to pull the cable down. So why am I stuck? Oh, okay. So I'm stuck on this little ball. There it went. A broken ball. Here's my park brake cable. And where is it? Oh, you can see that. That's where the tab broke. Which I'll show you. Right here. See how the tab broke? So one morning at work, I set my parking brake. I just pushed on it, then it sprung back. Right there, I knew it was broke. So this new one here, I got it from O'Reilly's for only $18. It's the front, because you got 3 parts of a brake cable, which I have a F250 Super Duty quad cab. So the brake cable, I use mine all the time just for the fact because I got a manual and I don't like keep it in gear. So that's the first part. Here's the second part. Was just the cable. It goes down to the frame and hooks up to this T right here. And then what this does, when you push your park brake, it pulls it and then it sets your brake for the back wheels. So you just don't go rolling down. It's pretty much a necessity for a manual transmission. All right, let's try to feed this new one through. So this goes into the brake pedal, park brake pedal, which I'm going to hook that up first because it'll be easier to attach it down below than it is in that tight area. But I'll feed that through, I'll get it hooked up, and I'll show you. Okay, so I got the new one here fished through. Gotta go along that rail right there. What you do is you bend it down and you gotta feed it through this hole like so, and then let it fall on the rail just like that. You want to keep it on a rail. It's kind of like the track, so when you step on it, it has something to ride on and won't tear the cable up. So now I gotta fish that top through. Okay, so I got that all installed. Now here's the other problem. Look at that. It's that far off. I can't pull this one anymore. So what I gotta do is what you gotta do is release the park brake. So you gotta adjust the adjuster. So right here, there's a little like gear in there. You pull this little rubber tab out, and then you got to adjust that gear out to suck in your park brake. Because what it is, it's a disc brake, and then it's got a disc in the kind of like a drum in the center, which have your brake shoes. So when you set your park brake, it expands the shoes and creates that friction for your vehicle not to move anywhere. So what this is a self-adjustment. So as you lose tension, or I should say gain tension, it'll tighten up on its own. So you got to do that on both sides. Okay, so what I did, I released both brake drums for the park brake. And what I did was I disconnected this one from this bracket here. Okay, so that gave me enough room to attach this. So I got that slid in there, and then I came back and I swung this in like this, and then I was able to connect this bottom one. Now I'm in the process of tightening up my brake drums again. So I got the left side tight, and what I do is I got to turn this little gear down. You just keep turning it until it gets tight. Then I backed it off the other one 5 notches. So you just keep doing this until it gets tight. You gotta take all that tension out of there. Bring your brake shoe closer to the drum so you won't have to push your park brake as far. And then you get equal amount of pressure. Because that's the last thing you want to do is set your park brake, leave your vehicle, and it goes rolling off on its own. You could hit somebody, you could hit a car, you could go into a house, building, whatever. Okay, so she's getting tight. Alright, she's tight. You can feel the pressure against it, so I'm going to go 5 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now we test it, because you don't want drag. If it's too tight and you're driving, your brake will catch on fire. So let's go ahead and test it. Get all my stuff out of the way here. Okay, I can feel it's tight. Now, let's take it out of gear. Okay. Okay, so that worked. But also what I want to do is start it and put a little gear pressure on it. So I'm went in the first. Okay, she's struggling. Oh yeah. I think that's perfect. But let's go ahead and test it one more time under the release. Let's do that started. So I got my brake boosters running. Okay. Got my clutch in, foot off the brake, released. Oh yeah. I think that'll work. So there we are. I got my park brake back, which it's a pain in the butt not having a park brake. Yeah, so you can see here it's fully pressed out. I'm in the middle, looks like. Let's check the other side. And that looks about, yeah, it looks about right too. Protecting grommet back in so you don't get your dirt and grime inside your drum. There's one. There's two. Let's go in there just like that. So then, what I already did is that this rubber grommet, this insulator, see that, shove that in there so it protects the rubbing of the metal onto your brake cable so it doesn't rub through and snap your cable. Also, it acts as a noise insulator and a heat insulator so you don't get all that heat. All right, I will talk to you guys later.